fulfilling a public office, and their job is out on the public streets and public campuses, and so it's perfectly legal to film them, and that's what I do. In fact, in some states, only one party needs to be aware of the recording, and so you can have an audio recording in your shirt, an audio recorder going and having a conversation with someone. They don't even have to necessarily know that you are recording them. I was in Alabama once talking to an administrator on a campus, and I had the recorder going in my pocket. He didn't know that, and he said a lot of outrageous things that I was able to record on audio. And those outrageous things, I'm sure he would not have said if he knew he was being recorded. And so him being open and honest was actually good for our case. A lot of times when you decide to use a video camera and the officer sees it, they'll immediately command you to turn it off, or they'll say, put that camera away. But I've learned you have to hold your ground. And as soon as they say that, I always say, no, I can't do that. And when they ask, why are you filming? I say, well, I don't want to misrepresent you in court and accuse you of saying something you didn't say, and I don't want you to falsely accuse me in court and accuse me of saying something that I didn't say. So for accuracy and for the benefit of both of us, I would like to record our entire conversation. Sometimes I'll ask them, why do you want me to put the camera away? Are you going to do something illegal? And of course, since they're on film, they say, no, certainly not. And we continue to talk with the camera on. Another tip that I've learned over the years, when you are dealing with the police out on the streets, you need to stay calm, cool, and collected. Don't be angry. Don't get emotionally upset. Remember, if all you're doing is exercising free speech and they're trying to put a stop to it, you are right and they are wrong. And so you should, in your demeanor, be respectful, but yet be firm and be bold. Be confident. And your demeanor can have a very big impact. There's been many times that I've talked to officers, even high-ranking officers, and I've been very calm, very collected, yet very firm and very confident in my defense and in my dialogue with them, and I've noticed their hands start to tremble. Their hands start to shake. Because I'm confident that I know the law is on my side and they're wrong. So your demeanor can have a very big impact on how the conversation goes. But if you're angry and upset and very defensive, well, then the officer, he might react the same way. But if you're very reasonable, very respectful, then that might influence the officer to also be very respectful and reasonable with you. And so that's a very important point. Sometimes you see street preachers dealing with police, and right off the bat, they're upset and they're angry, and they start yelling at the officer, and that's just not going to turn out well for you. And so stay calm, cool, and collected. Another very important tip when it comes to dealing with the police out in the streets when you're evangelizing is to know what your rights are. You can't defend your rights or explain your rights or stand for your rights if you don't know what your rights are. And if you don't know what your rights are, you're liable to be misinformed by the police. There's been times I've been out on the streets with other street preachers, and an officer comes and says, well, you can't do this here, this is disturbing the peace, or this is disorderly conduct. And the other preachers are just ready to give up and say, oh, okay, I didn't know that, I'm sorry, and they're just ready to leave. And I stand up and I say, no, I know for a fact free speech